Good morning. Happy, Wednesday, February 20th. Tuning in. If you're just tuning in, let me know where you're watching this from. I'm going to send this to a couple of my friends who may hop in the stream. Yo, I'm in North County, San Diego. My name is Ruslan. Most of you guys know me. Every morning we get up and we do pre-gym proverbs, where we talk about proverbs, all that kind of stuff. Yo, NYC, Vancouver, that's what's up. British Columbia, that's super dope. Florida's in the house. I love it. What's up? Good morning. Waving back to all you guys. So, recently, I've been taking this class at my church, which is really cool. It's called Men's Skills. If you ever get an opportunity, I encourage you guys, if they ever have it, take it. Men's Skills. They also have women's skills. Denmark in the house. What up, Jesse? Good morning, my man Chief in the house. Toronto, trying to get out there your way to end of May. North Carolina. What's up, Zach? You already know where I'm at. Gavin the Hot Rod, Florida. South Carolina, what's up, man? Thank you guys for hopping in with me. Really appreciate you guys. I'm just got to the gym waiting for John Keith and Foggy Raw to meet me here. I try to leave a little bit earlier. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I am taking a class at my church called Men's Skills. It's like a Bible study mixed with kind of like group therapy and discussion mixed with like some real practical psychology tips, and it's been really good. The first time I took it was in 2016, and a lot of the content on Americana was kind of inspired from the class and really kind of growing in self-awareness and understanding your own trauma and triggers and all these different types of things. And I think the music became really dope because I was able to kind of digest this, and I had more awareness of my own story and my own struggles. I could put that in the music, which is cool because now I'm about to start Indy Jones 3 as soon as this Paul Russell record comes out. So I'm really excited about that. But I think sometimes we'll get information like a class or a book we read or maybe a podcast, and we'll kind of get a reflection of our values and who we want to be. And I knew the class showed me who I wanted to be. I wanted to be an emotionally stable person, a godly person, a mature person, right? All those different things that I think many of us ascribe for. But sometimes it takes us another season to actually apply the stuff that we learn, if that makes sense. Meaning that I can get information, but it takes me a while to actually learn and apply the information. And I kind of feel that way after taking that class, like growing in different areas and all these different types of things. One of the things that I've always been intentional, try to grow in, is taking care of my body, which is why I even do this whole pre-gym proverbs thing, but it took me a while to really kind of grow and start seeing like results and seeing the needle move, right? Oftentimes we get impatient and we just want it to happen like now, like I want it now. And that's not how life works. So this verse is a very interesting one because it can get very confusing if you go either or on the extremes, right? It's like my daughters, I give my girls advice and it takes a while for them to fully implement certain things. Yeah, that's right. No, I think you're totally spot on. So check it out. I'm gonna give you guys this verse. I just pinned it. Proverbs 20. It says, if you love sleep, you will end in poverty. Keep your eyes open and there will be plenty to eat. If you love sleep, you will end in poverty. If you love sleep, you will end in poverty. Keep your eyes open and there will be plenty to eat. So sleep is one of those things that, you could be all over the spectrum. There's certain people that like, y'all just don't sleep. Like, y'all get 6 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep. I'm good. That's all I need, baby. And I'm like, man, you guys are crazy, right? That's amazing. And then there's other people who are, who need a lot of sleep. I kind of tend to be one of those people that needs more sleep. Like I need like 7:30, 8. You know what I'm saying? 7.5, 8 hours of sleep. And the more I learned about sleep, and it started with me watching this Sean Model YouTube interview on the impact theory. And the interview basically went and it said, hey, the title of the interview was why sleep is more important than your diet and weightlifting and your training, right? Sleep is more important than both. And so I knew that at some point I didn't want to keep waking up late. My entire family wakes up late. We're all night owls. And I went through a season of working on Indy Jones 1 and 2, where I would stay up super late, and I'd get up at 9, 10, but I would be up till 4 or 5 in the morning, just kind of running myself into the ground. And I knew that that wasn't healthy. And when I got new information about sleep, I discovered that, sleep is actually really good. Like, you need sleep to recover and all these different things. Adam, good morning, bro. And so it took me like a season to really apply this idea of sleep. And so, many of you guys know I did a vlog on this back in the beginning of November. This is my friend Zach Sparazzo encouraged me, like, we should start getting up at 6. He has seen a vlog. And so I've been getting up usually by 6 every single morning. And I really feel like I got a hold of this sleep thing. Right, I got a hold of this sleep thing. I stopped hitting the snooze button. I started getting up. I built a morning routine, and probably more importantly than that, I built an evening routine to set me up to crush my mornings. So you have to have this like respect and this reverence for sleep, while at the same time not being enthralled and in love with sleep, like, and to the point where you idolize sleep, right? I know that sounds weird to say. And there's a tension there. There's a healthy tension there, because if you don't get enough sleep, you're not going to function properly, especially if you're trying to train, especially if you're trying to get in shape, you're trying to lose weight. Sleep is super critical to that. And the flip side is, if you're getting too much sleep, this verse applies. If you love sleep, you will end in poverty. If you love sleep, you will end in poverty. People who enjoy sleep to the point where, it's like you're in love with the idea of resting. You know what I'm saying? You veg out, right? You're lazy, right? If you love sleep, you will end in poverty. Keep your eyes open, and there will be plenty to eat. Now, it says keep your eyes open. I don't think that's saying don't sleep. I think it's saying keep your sleep in check. And then it says, and there will be plenty to eat. There will be like, how many of us want plenty? How many of us want an abundance? How many of us want prosperity, right? In terms of the overflow. That's what's up, dude. Love that. Been getting up at 5:30 for 6 months. It's a vibe, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, getting up early is awesome. A lot of things are healthy. But if you overindulge, it turns into something else. That's right. Absolutely. So, sorry, it's my pre-workout, if you ever wonder. I'm coming back from college to sleep. So what I learned about sleep is efficient sleep is to optimize your sleep, is that there's this thing called the circadian rhythm. Our bodies are naturally aligned with the sun, and your body is built in a way where you actually get a release of this chemical called cortisol. Now, cortisol usually is attributed to negative attributes. Cortisol usually attributed to stress, usually attributed to aggression, usually attributed to, poor libido. All these negative things is cortisol. Like, it stresses you out, freaks you out, anxiety, right? But there's a positive side for this chemical that your body naturally releases. And that is that cortisol gets pumped into your body as you should be waking up between like 4:30 and 5:30 a.m. Your body naturally gets a jolt of cortisol to wake you up. And it's waking you up, and it's a good thing because it's telling you, hey, the sun is going to rise. You need to get up, right? All the way back from when we were hunters and gatherers and all that kind of stuff. So there's a natural value of cortisol pumping into your body, and that's that negative thing that usually in every other area of our lives is negative ends up being a positive thing to get us up in the morning. So pay attention to your own sleep, and I bet you if you're paying attention, you naturally probably wake up around 4:35 and you just kind of lay there, and then most of us go back to sleep. Right? But that's your body naturally being wired. Another thing I learned about sleep is optimal sleep. Some of the best sleep you can get is between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is the best sleep because that's when your body's in like super overhaul mode to repair and to build and all these different things, right? So they say those people that go to sleep earlier end up feeling more refreshed, end up thriving, end up doing all these different things. So it's like the toughest part for me now is just getting my butt to sleep sooner, right? And this is I'm not making this stuff up. A lot of this stuff is from that interview with Sean Model. You guys could Google it. You go on YouTube, watch the whole thing. It's about an hour. I've shared it a couple times on my YouTube page. It's called Why Sleep is More Important Than Diet. So your body naturally needs a certain level of sleep, and that chemical cortisol that is usually negative, and you don't want a lot of cortisol in your system. That's how you kind of get more anxiety. That's how you become more depressed. That chemical cortisol is actually great for you in the morning, not so good for you at night, right? And I think understanding that God wired our bodies a certain specific way, that if you're sleeping in, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're actually undoing the very thing that God kind of designed you how to thrive. You know, so if you love sleep, you will end in poverty. Keep your eyes open, and there will be plenty to eat. Keep your eyes open. Be alert. Be aware. Be focused. Understand what's going on in your surroundings, right? That word alert is very interesting to me. I think one of the things I've grown in from taking that men's skills class specifically is being alert on where other people around me are in terms of their emotional stability, in terms of their just where they are with their moods, right? Be alert. Be alert of what's going on in your finances. Be alert of what's going on in your home. Be alert of what's going on in your career. Like, be alert. If you're always enjoying sleep, if you're always enjoying the slothfulness, you're going to end up in poverty. You know, being lazy doesn't make your desires go away. That's an interesting quote. A great quote I heard, and I'll kind of end it with this, guys, is there was a quote, my buddy Darren, who facilitates the class at our men's skills class, he said, we spend the first 40 years of our lives trying to kill ourselves, and the second 40 years of our lives trying to figure out how we can live longer. Spend the first 40 years of your life kind of being reckless, right? Eating what you want, not sleeping properly, not taking care of yourself, not going to the gym, not eating right. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe if you're not a believer, you're drinking, you're partying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing all these things the first 40 years trying to drive yourself into the ground. And then the second 40 years, all of a sudden, you're trying to figure out how to extend your life. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to extend how to add those years. You're trying to undo some of the damage you did in the first 40 years of your life, right? That's a hilarious thing to consider. But isn't it true? Like, isn't that how most people are living? And the important thing is, yes, like, most people can turn it around and all that kind of stuff. But imagine, that's what I try to tell the young guys around, is like, imagine if you guys figured this stuff out in your 20s instead of your 30s or your 40s. Imagine if you understood the value of sleep, the value of eating clean, the value of working out, the value, you know what I'm saying? Like, the value of financially planning and getting out of debt and all these different things, being more alert, right? You will have a great second half of your life. And the people I know that were wise and shrewd in all areas of their life, the first half, they're thriving on the back end. And guess what? The people who weren't paying attention, they weren't alert, they weren't taking care of themselves. They wake up at 40, maybe they've gone through a divorce, maybe they're like way overweight, maybe there's some other health complications, maybe they're pre-diabetic. And it's just not fun. They're suffering through that second half. You know what I'm saying? They're suffering through that second half. They're just trying to hold on. And so, anyway, man, if you love sleep, you will end in poverty. if you keep your eyes open, I know the are you woke? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like a kind of a cliche thing to say, but if you keep your eyes open, there will be plenty to eat. So are you woke in the sense of your personal life, in the sense of your health and being in tune with the people around you? Are you aware? Are you in tune with your streams of revenue? Are you in tune with where your career is going? All these different things. Are you awake? This is my first time on here, and I want to be on this every day after. That's what's up, man. Amen. I'm gonna start posting these on my YouTube. I'm gonna post them as unlisted, so I'll probably upload these. So if you guys want to go back, rewatch it, or just rewatch it here, you can do that, you know. And to end it, I have this quote. I want to develop it, maybe turn it into a shirt. Choose your suffering, or your suffering will choose you. Choose your suffering. You could choose your suffering. Hear me. You could choose your suffering. You could choose to wake up early and suffer. You could choose to go to the gym and suffer. You could choose to be financially responsible and get on a budget and suffer. You could choose to read your devotional and suffer. You could choose to love those around you and suffer when it's unpleasant. You could choose to be kind and suffer. You could choose your suffering now, right? If you're married, choose to be a great husband. You could choose to die to yourself now. And I'm making it very practical, because we love to talk about ideas. Those of us that are believers in Jesus, we love to talk about big ideas, right? Oh, you know, sacrifice, love, right? I'm telling you, choose your suffering now, or later, your suffering will choose you. Your suffering will choose you. That, you know, you don't work on your relationship with your spouse now, early on, down the road, it's going to come back to bite you. You don't take care of your body now, down the road, it's going to come back to bite you. You don't take care of your finances now, you don't take care of your debt now, you don't take care of these things today, down the road, it's going to bite you. And here's the deal. What you're really doing is you're just pawning it off to the future you, right? You're just like, future me will figure it out, right? Whereas future you may not figure it out. Future you is going to get worse, right? So choose your suffering now, or your suffering will choose you. So it would be great to post on your YouTube, because I would love to repost this on my page. That's me, over 40, pain, suffering through health. Yeah, man. And here's the thing. Like, it's never too late to turn it around. You just need the right information, and you just got to go after it. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to make that switch in your mind that I'm going to be okay getting up early. I'm going to be okay learning and suffering through working out. I'm going to be okay. Because if you don't switch, if you don't make that change, it's only going to compound and get worse. And those of you guys that know what compound interest is, that like basically a snowball. I mean, snowball starts small and then it gets bigger and bigger. That's how most areas of our lives that are small details, waking up early, going to the gym, reading more, right, sleeping better, those things just compound and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And before you know it, there's this big old thing, and you're like, how did this get so out of control? When it could have been a small thing that you nipped in the bud. So anyway, thank y'all so much for checking us out, man. Check out the YouTube. Like I said, I'm gonna start posting these there. Ruslan KD on YouTube. You should go subscribe. Turn notifications on, all that good stuff, man. Remix contest, full effect, couple weeks left. And we got a brand new Paul Russell single dropping this Friday with John Keith and T. Ross the Giant. That joint is crazy dope. Make sure y'all follow Paul Russell. All right, y'all. Peace.